Do you want to know how to make a simple, effective logo in Illustrator? Well, keep it locked to see my process where I'll share some helpful tips that can go towards your logo designs. Hey, it's Philly here again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to everyone's comments on the last video. I really appreciate that. If you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. I share my experiences along with some helpful design tips. So in today's video, I'll be carrying on from last week's episode. If you missed that, I showed my process of how to sketch a logo and generate multiple logo ideas. So make sure to check that out before watching this video. What I have planned is to take the sketches from last week's episode and show my process of how I digitalize them using grid systems. I think this would be really helpful for a designer who's getting into logo design. So make sure you stay tuned for this and let's get straight into it. Right, so we have all our sketches from last week's episode. I've created a few layers here. So this first layer has all the sketches on. The second layer has the 5 chosen concepts that I liked. So we're going to build those 5 right there. And then the last layer is for building each form. Just keeping everything separate so we know where we're at. Right, so we're just going to drop the opacity to about 50%, just so it's not in the way, but we can still see it. And we're going to use the line segment tool to build our guides and grids. It's going to pick a nice bright colour. It's going to pick blue so we can see what we're doing. And we're just going to start placing the guides around our sketch and slowly create the form of what we've drawn. So a logo grid or construction guide is a popular starting point for many designers looking to create logos. It's a geometric design technique. As you can see from my sketches, I would recommend drawing your ideas onto grid paper, as this will make it a lot more easier when building your guides, as you can see. So why are grids important? Having these creates a starting point for the construction of your logo design. This is a guide for you to follow to build your form. I mean, this process has been around many years, and it's not only being used for logos, it is used for editorial design, so things for like magazines, posters, all those sort of things where it's like layout based. I mean, this design technique of using grids gives a nice overall structure and balance within your designs, and especially with logo designs, it just gives you a nice clean look at the end. I'm just aligning the lines that we've put together, and we're going to get the pen tool now and we're going to fill in the diagonal parts. Because we already have the overall structure of the grid there, we can just simply add these elements in, just like this. There we go. Right, the next stage, we're going to highlight the whole grid, and we're going to keep one next to it live, and we can always go back if we need to. So making sure we have the grid selected, we're going to use the shape builder tool, and that builds our form for us. So that's my process of how I create my marks, and we're going to probably start using some shapes throughout the concepts. So yeah, make sure to just stay tuned for that. So for an effective logo, simplicity is the key in my opinion. I know there's people out there who probably don't agree, but I do know there's designers out there who do agree. I mean, there are ways around this. What you could do is you could create a primary logo that is more illustrative, so a little bit more complex. And then what you can do is create a secondary icon, and what you would do is you'll break down the primary logo and just make it slightly more simple so it can work in smaller scales. And then this can work across all the social media platforms, you know, in smaller scales, so it can be effective. Now I showed you my process of how to grid up your logo and build it. I'm going to speed up the process and create a few more. So let's get into it. Right, so there we have it, the final digital concepts that we've created. What I'm going to do is do a slight comparison. I've pulled out an old logo that I'd done quite some time ago, has some slight details. I'm just going to lay it out exactly the same as the concepts above. This is just to, show the impact a simple logo can have. But we can already tell here, look, as we're making it smaller, we can already see the most legible version, and that's the concepts above. I hope this video was useful for you. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe now. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all my weekly content. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next week.